Hello everybody, we're back from Mr. Kramer's video lesson. Today we're going to do mean, median, range, and mode. You've done mean and median, so today we're going to learn about range and mode. I really don't care for mode, but you know, it's an M, so they kind of put it together. They go mean, median, mode, and range. So let's get into our lesson. So if we take a look at data number 1, we've got 7 quiz scores for Mr. Kramer back when I was in grade 7. And they're saying, hey, what is the score? So if we just look at them originally, yeah, I just passed. I got a pretty good mark. Hey, okay. Ooh, I failed one. So when you put this all together, what do you get? Mean is a good way of doing it. So let's add them up. 11 plus 15 plus 17. That didn't write too well. Plus 12 plus 14 plus 13 plus 9. Now I want to show you something because people are making mistakes with their calculator. When you do this, I want you to do it in steps. 11 plus 15 plus 17 plus 12 plus 14 plus 13 plus 9. And I want you to hit equal before you do the divide, because some people are doing all this and then they're doing divide by the number, which is 7, and it's just doing the last part. So you can either bracket it or hit equal and then divide by 7. I'd recommend you hit equal because now we get 13. So please, if you type it in without the bracket or right away, the divide by 7 is just the 9. So the first one, the mean is 13. You're like, okay. Well, what's the median? Now I'm gonna see if I can change pens here. Let's put it in order first. So 9's the smallest, then's 11, then 12. And what I do is I cross them out because sometimes you lose track of what you've written down. Then you've got 13, 14, 15, and 17. So you write it in order. And remember, median is the middle point. Who's the middle? Well, that's 13. So 13. And isn't that neat? The mean and median are the same. That's kind of cool. Well, let's do the same thing with this data set. We're going to go a little quicker. 9 plus 17 plus 20. Oh, perfect score. Awesome job, Mr. Kramer. What's this? Oh, these are my social studies quizzes. Plus 15 plus 13 plus 6. Ooh. So this is neat because I failed 2 of these quizzes, but I aced one. So I found social studies I really liked some topics and I didn't like others. But now when we add it all up together and divide by 7, what's really neat is you get 13. Whoa. Let's do it again now with median. Who's the lowest? 6, 9, who's next? 11, then 13. And remember, you have to make the order smallest to biggest. 20. And who's in the middle? Well, if it's the list of 7, that guy right there, 13. Whoa, they're both the same. So what is similar about the 2 data sets? The mean and the median are the same. The mean and median are the same. Now this is an important moment to pause, because what we want to do is talk about the data really quickly without listing all of it. Well, right off the bat, our centers are the same. So that's neat because that means when we look at all of it kind of together, the middle is 13. But what's different? What's different about these? And it's going to be easy if you look at your order list. Here, almost all my scores are passes, 1 slight fail, and I did well, but that's 85%, 17 out of 20. Whereas over here, I aced one, but I even failed 2. So if you look at this, there's more spread, there's more range, there's more spread in data set 2. And that's what we're going to talk about today, is how do we add that to our description. So if you go to the next page, range is the maximum number, the maximum minus the minimum. Now, just for practice sense, let's go back to this one. What would the range be? Well, the range would be 20 minus 6. So this one, the range would be 20 minus 6 is 14. So for data set 2, the range would be 14. If we go back over here, for data set number 1, 17 minus 9 is 8. Oh, look at that. That tells us a lot. Here the range is 8. What's again the range? The minimum to the maximum. What's the range here? 6 to 20. So this tells us, by knowing the range, there's more spread, more variation. Well, let's go through and do this. Now, this is going to be your practice, and let's do the first one together. Let's do the range. Who's the maximum? This is the max. That's the maximum point there. Who's the minimum? Well, the range is going to be 17 minus 11 is 6. Okay, that's kind of cool. Now, I'd like you to calculate the mean, I'd like you to calculate the median, and I'd like you to count the range. And when you do the range, please show me the calculations, and tell me how that goes. Now, on this next page, we're talking about extreme values. So let's take a look at question here, and this is, I guess, question 8 and 9. And you'll notice they're exactly the same, except I added 25. So like, what is that going to do to it? So let's do mean and median. Well, let's go 4 plus 17 plus 8 plus 11 plus 10 plus 14 plus 15 plus 6. How many data points are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We put the whole thing over 8. So let's figure this out. 4 plus 17 plus 8 plus 11 plus 10 plus 14 plus 15 plus 6 equals 85. The mean is 10.625. The median, now we got to rearrange it smallest to biggest and show your work. It's so nice when I see the work because I know what you're thinking. So 4 is the smallest, then we've got 6, then you've got 8, then it goes 10, 11, then we have 14, 15, and then finally 17. Now where's the middle? This is neat because you've got 4 on the top and 4 on the bottom. So if you recall from last lesson, the median is right in the middle of 10 and 11. So you can do the average. 10 plus 11 divided by 2 is 10.5. So the median is 10.5. And that's kind of neat. That means they're both very similar. Last part, the range, 17 down to 4. 17 down to 4 is 13. And there we go. That's our first part. Notice how the median and mean are kind of right in the middle. If we take 13 and divide it by 2, we got about 7, 6.5. Well, you go up, you're at the top, you go down, you're at the bottom. That's kind of cool. So what's going to happen now when we add data point 25? So we're adding 1 point. So this is really neat because when you think about groups of data, this set has a middle of 10.5, 10.6. When you add 1 point, it shouldn't change the whole because this is the whole, but let's see what happens now when we add 1 point. So what's nice is we're gonna go to this. We have 85 as all of it up to 6, but then we're gonna add 25. So now, what are we dividing by? We're not dividing by 8, we're dividing by 9. So let's add 85 and 25, and you get 110 divided by 9. So now what do we say? 110 divided by 9 is 12.2. Whoa, that's changed. 12.2. That's who? Let's see what's happened to the median. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this list. Why? Because it's already in ordered form, and I'm just going to put 25 right after it. There's 25. Now in this list, because there's 9, the median is not halfway between 10 and 11. It's right there. It's 11. Cool. Look what happened when we added 25. This changed, and I'm going to say a lot, because it went from 10.6 to 12. You know, I'm not saying it's 2, but it's 1 and a lot. This one, 10.5 to 11, it only changed a little. So when we add extreme points, what happens? The median doesn't change much. The mean will change a lot. And let's take a look at the last point, the range. Well, I bet you can guess. Since this point is an extreme point, 25 minus 4, now the range is 21. Whoa, huge number. So what do you notice changed? The mean and the range changed. I'm going to say changed a lot. The median changed. And I want to add attention to only a little. So one of the things you may hear from time to time are things called outliers. And that's these extreme points. When you have some data, like 4 or 17, all the way to 6, they're all kind of like close together. They're not too far from anyone else. And then you get 25, you're like, whoa, where'd you come from? You're not like everyone. If you added an 8, a 9, a 13, it would fit there. If you ever get a point that's just way out, that's an outlier. So it's, what is an outlier? A data point out from the typical group. Let's write the word group properly, shall we? Okay, we're almost done. We're on our last page. Now we've got a new thing. This is new, mode. And all it is the mode is the data point that has the highest number of occurrences, which means who comes the most often, who's there. So you've got 23, 15, 22. 22 came once, twice, 3 times. If you look at every other data point, they only come once. So what's the mode in this? It's 22. Now, you're gonna do this next question that I'd like you to do on your own, but let's do mode before we leave. So in here you've got, well, what's happening a lot? 4, 7, 3, 3, 3, 3. Whoa, 3 happens 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And I don't think there's any other repeats. It doesn't look like it. So who's the mode? It's 3. Now, when you do this question, you're going to realize the mean and median are different than the mode. So then you're like, well, what are we saying about with this data point? What is the mode? Well, it's somebody that is happening a lot, but it's not the center. So let's pause and recap. What are you going to do? Let's make sure you go back and you've done everything from the worksheet. So we've done this one together. Please finish off page 2. Please finish this question on page 4. And for practice, please make sure you finish off this last page where you're doing all 3, mean, median, mode, and range. Hope you did understand this lesson. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.